Hello and welcome to this Hurricane Erin update. This is the 8 p.m. update. The outer bands of large Hurricane Erin brushing North Carolina Outer Banks. Beachgoers are cautioned against swimming at most U.S. East Coast beaches due to life-threatening surf and rip currents. As of 8 p.m., its location 32.2 north, 73.2 west, about 245 miles south-southeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, about 490 miles west of Bermuda. Maximum sustained winds are 110 miles an hour. It's now moving north at 14 miles an hour. Minimum sunshine pressure 941 millibars, 27.79 inches. We got a storm surge warning in effect for Cape Lookout to Duck, North Carolina. A tropical storm warning is in effect for Beaufort Inlet, North Carolina to Chincoteague, Virginia, including Pamlico and Albemarle Sounds. Those are hard to pronounce names. A tropical storm watch is in effect for Bermuda. Let's go to the latest here. And they say a turn toward the north-northeast is expected tonight, followed by a faster motion toward the northeast and east-northeast by Thursday and Friday. On the forecast track, the center of Erin will move over the western Atlantic between the U.S. East Coast and Bermuda tonight and early Friday, and then pass south of Atlantic Canada Friday and Saturday. And now, the hurricane force winds extend outward up to 105 miles from the center. Erin is a large hurricane. And tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 265 miles from the center. NOAA buoy 41002, located west of the center, has reported sustained winds of 62 miles an hour and a wind gust of 72. So let's again go to that map and show you again what we've got going on. The latest here on the cone, and you'll see here they have it. They still have it strengthening to become a major hurricane. That I knew they said what category it was, but I still think it's going to become at least a Category 3 and stay there for a while. We'll now go and look at some of the satellite imagery for Hurricane Erin, starting with, first of all, this is our local satellite. You can start to see Erin here, the outer bands of the cirrus cloud here. We have a stalled front over the area that's bringing us a pretty miserable day, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's go and look at the imagery for Erin. So here's the imagery for Erin. Here it is, and you can see definitely still pretty impressive looking. You see how big it is. Look at how big it is. So it's huge. Yeah, you can see that outer cirrus band starting to be over New Jersey. I can't really see it because of all the low clouds, but we'll definitely be seeing it tomorrow. Let's go and look at the GLM flash intensity here. See if there's any lightning going on in the center. There is. So we still have some intensification. It's still over the Gulf Stream, and I still think it's going to intensify a little more. Surprised it hasn't. And maybe just because it's grown so big, but it's such a large storm. We're going to go look at some observations now. And you'll see here, we have some pretty strong wind gusts offshore at our buoys here. 31 gusting to 38. I wish they would be reporting wave heights. They are not, unfortunately. Still no wave heights. There's not even a spot for it. So that's a little concerning. Maybe this one has not. I really wish one of these would have wave heights, but I'm sure that they're up there. But again, we don't have any buoys reporting wave heights. In fact, let me go to here for a moment. This, by the way, is the radar. You can see we've just been dealing with this light to moderate wind-driven rain. It's been miserable all day, and the evening has only gotten worse. Let's see if we can find and we can also look at the latest. We also probably have a briefing as well, but this is probably a briefing here, so not really a full briefing like we thought they would, but let's go to the marine section here and see if we can get our summary. I think one of these is reporting wave heights. Let's see. Yeah, this one is. So 10 feet. 10 feet waves being reported off south of Fire Island right now. So, yeah, that's pretty significant. Yeah, we've been dealing with this rain. And like I said, we're dealing with these. The winds are already picking up, and you can already see we've got a number of warnings out. All right, we have a tropical storm warning in effect for our offshore waters. That's not at all surprising. And further in, we've got a gale warning. We have coastal flood warnings in effect as well, and flood advisories as well for the rain that we've received today. Because again, we've got this rain that's just kind of sitting, and it is cold out there too. So you can see there, which is a really miserable day to be outside. And again, you can see these temperatures here. 63, 60, only got up to 70 today. And just a really raw northeast wind. And up short the Jersey Shore, it really is. Interesting enough, though, it's warmer down here. Got 70s. Yeah. So let's get to the models here, and we'll talk about what's going to be happening here with Erin. And again, we'll get to our rainfalls as well. I don't think we've gotten all that much rain. It's just enough to be annoying. Let's see. Yeah. Some areas have gotten, well, third. Looks like a little more out east, 3/4 of an inch, half an inch. A decent amount of rain today so far. Well, it's just been, like I said, a real rainy, miserable day. It looks like higher amounts. Yeah, up north they've had some higher amounts, interestingly enough. 1-2 inches of rain. So let's go to the models, and we'll go to our eastern U.S. models and go with the Euro. Obviously, pretty much everything is on track with this forecast. You can see that rain. That's going to finally go away as we get toward noon tomorrow. We won't have to deal with that rain anymore. It's going to move on out. So we'll take a closer look. This is going to show you what. Actually, I'm going to go back to the eastern U.S. view. No, let me just go to this one. All right, so HRRR, 0Z HRRR. So you can see there's that light rain that we have. That's going to, again, go away by hopefully tomorrow afternoon. We'll probably still have clouds. But you can see how that close approach there, closest approach will be to Mars. That's when we'll have the strongest waves. So there will be, the worst of the wind's probably going to be tomorrow, I think. Then improving on Friday. Actually, later Friday, we've got the high over us already. So, show you the dew points and wind flow again. Drier air, we're kind of in the cooler, drier air here. That's going to continue into tomorrow. You can see that northeast wind's becoming a little more northeasterly, and then northerly as we get into Friday. We get some really nice dry air by then. Our temperatures are going to be staying cool. Obviously tonight, only in the 60s. Tomorrow, with the cloud cover, we may not hit 70 tomorrow. It's going to be a very cool day. And then a very cool night tomorrow night, lows in the 50s. And then for Friday, we'll see some 70s. Maybe some 80s. I think this model may be a little too conservative with the temperatures, but 75 to 80 I think would be a good bet. Be a beautiful day. But we got to get through the next couple of days first. So, and additional precipitation. We could still see another, maybe another half inch of rain possible. Right, you can see there's where the rains from Erin are pretty far away out to sea. Winds. You can see the strong winds, mainly, again, staying mainly offshore. It looks like they brushed the Outer Banks, but I don't think we're going to have any damaging wind here. Question is, will we need a wind advisory? That's the biggest thing. We might just be shy of that, perhaps. This is one model we can look at. We can look at the NAM 12, which, of course, it's going to be a little more impressive with the winds than NAM usually is. But even the NAM keeps the worst of it offshore. All right. The main concern is the coastal impacts with the waves. That's going to be the main thing. And I'm going to use a higher resolution model for that. So let's go over to windy.com. Well, first we'll show you the skies. We'll just do show you again that probably have plenty of clouds around for tomorrow. High-level clouds from Erin probably, and then they start to clear out towards sunset, I think. And then Friday should be mostly sunny day. Very nice. Go look at the NAM. A similar idea. And then Friday, much better. So let's go to windy.com. And we'll go and we'll visualize this here on windy.com, and we can show you the storm. There it is. You'd see it passing, but you can see some of those strong winds, but they mostly stay offshore. So that's the key. But this is just the baseline winds to sustain these. Let's go to gusts. Because this model still has quite a little. This model shows some pretty strong gusts right over the east end. So if we look over here, 737. I just think we're going to be shy of the wind advisory. I don't think we're going to have a wind. They may need one for the Cape, perhaps. But for us, I don't think. The main impact is going to be the waves. So let's go look at that. This is what the main impact is going to be. So, and it's going to get worse until tomorrow. You see, as we get until tomorrow, we're going to have the worst of these waves coming in here, 13 foot. So it's backed off a little bit. Storm isn't as strong as, or even though it's large, it's not as strong. So we're kind of dodging a bullet with that. But there's still going to be a beach erosion, coastal flooding, and from these waves. I think the worst of it, as far as our area goes, to the Jersey Shore, because the east wind blows in against them more than it does for us. But we will have coastal flooding, beach erosion, big waves, obviously, and then that starts calming down as we get into Friday. So that's all for this Hurricane Erin update, and hopefully I can get to the beach tomorrow and see what it looks like. It should be interesting. Have a good night.